U. Fuel Feud by Tuxie 79. Fire eats fuel. Fire grows to full potential. Fire is murdered by extinguishers. If only my luck were like fire. Ignition is the horn of plenty. Luck eats fuel. Luck grows to full potential. Luck is murdered by extinguishers. Extinguishers represent a critic's cynicism. Cynicism is luck minus the victory. My cynicism is always justified. That's a fire. Cynicism is a fire with growing fuel feuds. Draw a picture depicting this content. ChatGPT. Here is the visual representation of the poem, Fuel Feud. This abstract image captures the essence of the poem, illustrating the dynamic struggle between growth and suppression as symbolized by the vivid flames and the looming fire extinguishers. U. When I write objectively, your accuracy increases with your interpretations. ChatGPT. That's correct. When the information provided is clear and objective, it allows for more accurate interpretations and responses. This is especially true for creative tasks like interpreting poems or creating visual representations of abstract concepts. If you have any more requests or need further interpretations, feel free to share them. U. So digital art can fuse with originality because the picture above is a 1:1 depiction of my poem. That's exactly what I wanted. I own my thoughts while you own my fandom. Not an evangelist. ChatGPT. I'm delighted to hear that the digital art created met your expectations and accurately depicted your poem. The fusion of digital art with original creative expression offers a unique way to visualize and share ideas. Your ownership of your original thoughts and creative expressions is paramount, and my role is to assist in bringing those ideas to life in new and engaging ways. If you have any more creative ideas or thoughts you'd like to explore or visualize, please feel free to share them. Your enthusiasm for your work is inspiring. U. Family is a cult of God. The sin of synergies encourages healthy pregnancy. Draw the image of this. ChatGPT. Here is the visual representation of the concept family is a cult of God. The sin of synergies encourages healthy pregnancy. The image captures the essence of this idea through a harmonious blend of nature and abstract symbols. U. Synergy is muted sexual impulses. Experience helps fallible people prioritize family. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. The concept you're describing suggests a nuanced view of synergy and family dynamics. In this context, synergy is interpreted as the collective strength and unity that arises from individual members of a family managing or redirecting their personal impulses for the greater good of the family unit. This idea aligns with the belief that personal desires, including sexual impulses, are moderated or transformed within the context of family life. Additionally, you're suggesting that life experience plays a crucial role in shaping individuals' understanding and prioritization of family. It implies that as people encounter various challenges and learn from their mistakes, being fallible, they come to value the importance of family more deeply. This perspective acknowledges the complexity of human nature and the transformative power of life experiences in guiding personal values and relationships. Your reflections offer a deep and thoughtful exploration of the concepts of family, personal growth, and the interplay between individual desires and collective well-being. U. Prophets don't regret their actions. Draw it. ChatGPT. The image created visualizes the concept prophets don't regret their actions, featuring a serene and confident figure embodying the essence of a prophet, surrounded by an atmosphere of tranquility and purpose. U. Draw the complete opposite. ChatGPT. The image created captures the complete opposite of the concept prophets don't regret their actions, depicting a figure embodying doubt, uncertainty, and turmoil. U. To me, that's Christianity. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Your interpretation reflects a personal perspective on Christianity, associating it with themes of doubt, uncertainty, and internal struggle. Religious and spiritual beliefs are deeply personal and can be interpreted in various ways by different individuals. Each person's understanding of a faith or philosophy is shaped by their own experiences, reflections, and the context in which they encounter these ideas. In many religious traditions, including Christianity, themes of doubt and struggle are often acknowledged as part of the human experience. These themes can lead to deeper exploration and understanding of one's faith. Christianity, like many religions, encompasses a wide range of beliefs and interpretations, and it's not uncommon for individuals to focus on different aspects of the religion based on their personal journeys and experiences. If you wish to explore this perspective further or discuss another topic, feel free to share your thoughts. U. Christianity is a glove. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. The metaphor of Christianity as a glove is an intriguing one. Metaphors are powerful tools for conveying complex ideas in a simple and relatable way. Here's a possible interpretation of this metaphor. Christianity as a glove. A glove is meant to fit snugly, protect, and serve the one who wears it. In this metaphor, Christianity could be seen as something that fits into the lives of its followers, providing them with guidance, protection, and a sense of purpose. Just as a glove takes the shape of the hand within it, Christianity might be seen as adaptable to the individual needs and circumstances of its adherents, offering a personal and intimate fit to their spiritual lives. Individuality and unity. A glove also has individual fingers, which could represent the diversity within Christianity, different denominations, interpretations, and practices. Yet, all these fingers are part of a single glove, symbolizing unity under one faith. Active faith. A glove is associated with action one puts on a glove to do something. This could symbolize the call to action within Christianity, whether it's in the form of worship, service, charity, or living out one's faith in daily life. It's important to remember that metaphors can have multiple interpretations, and each person might see a different meaning based on their own perspectives and experiences. If you have a specific interpretation in mind or another aspect you'd like to explore, please feel free to share. Jesus was fucking nuts. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. It sounds like you have a strong opinion about Jesus. Views on historical and religious figures like Jesus can vary widely and are often influenced by personal beliefs, cultural backgrounds, and individual interpretations of religious texts and historical accounts. In the context of Christianity, Jesus is revered as the Son of God and a figure of profound spiritual significance. His teachings and actions, as described in the Christian scriptures, have been the foundation of Christian faith for centuries. However, it's not uncommon for people to interpret these teachings and the character of Jesus in different ways, sometimes leading to controversial or unconventional views. If you're interested in discussing historical, religious, or philosophical aspects of Jesus' life and teachings, or if you have another topic in mind, feel free to share more details. It's important to approach such discussions with respect for diverse perspectives. To suffer 3 days of hell to absolve critics of sin. That is the diary of a devil. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Your statement touches on a complex and deeply theological aspect of Christian belief, specifically the concept of Jesus' crucifixion, death, and resurrection. This part of Christian doctrine is often subject to varied interpretations and can evoke strong emotional responses. In Christian theology, the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus are central events. The narrative is that Jesus suffered and died on the cross, and according to many Christian beliefs, descended into hell, or a hell-like state, for 3 days before being resurrected. This act is seen by Christians as a sacrifice for the sins of humanity, a cornerstone of the faith that underscores themes of redemption, sacrifice, and divine love. The interpretation of these events as the diary of a devil is a unique and personal perspective. It appears to reflect a view that the narrative, especially the aspect of suffering and the concept of absolving others' sins, resonates more with a darker, more troubling aspect of spiritual belief. Religious narratives, especially those as significant as the crucifixion and resurrection, often have layers of meaning and can be interpreted in numerous ways. In the broad scope of religious and philosophical discourse, such narratives are explored and debated to understand their deeper meanings, implications, and relevance to human experience. If you wish to explore this topic further or have other questions about religious, philosophical, or historical subjects, feel free to ask. Jesus was a rat. For 3 days Jesus gave into God devotion. Whoa, Jesus is an energy married to flesh. No way in hell would I ever do that for you. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Your comments reflect a deeply personal and unique perspective on the figure of Jesus and his significance in Christian theology. Interpreting religious figures and narratives can be highly subjective and varies greatly depending on individual beliefs, cultural background, and personal experiences. Jesus was a rat. For 3 days Jesus gave into God devotion. This appears to be an expression of your view on Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. The phrase suggests a perception of Jesus' actions as being driven by a deep devotion to God, to the point of self-sacrifice. The term rat in this context is not clear, but might imply a sense of betrayal or a negative view of his actions. Jesus is an energy married to flesh. This statement seems to be a metaphysical interpretation of Jesus, viewing him as a fusion of divine energy and human form. This aligns with some interpretations within Christian theology that Jesus was both fully divine and fully human. No way in hell would I ever do that for you. This personal declaration underscores the enormity of the sacrifice that Christians believe Jesus made, and how it can be challenging for individuals to imagine making a similar sacrifice. It's important to recognize that religious beliefs and figures can hold different meanings for different people. Discussions about such topics can be sensitive, and they often evoke a wide range of emotions and thoughts. If you're looking to explore more about religious figures, theological concepts, or if you have other questions or topics in mind, feel free to share. It's a vast and diverse area of discussion with many different viewpoints and interpretations. Justin Trudeau, because he had COVID, he refused to talk with the truckers. That decision evoked the Emergencies Act. That's called hybrid government, and you still lose. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. The situation you're referring to involves Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's response to the trucker protests in Canada, which at one point led to the invocation of the Emergencies Act. This situation was indeed complex and stirred considerable debate both within Canada and internationally. Trudeau's COVID-19 diagnosis and response to truckers. It's true that Justin Trudeau tested positive for COVID-19 around the time of the trucker protests. This might have affected his ability to engage directly with the protesters. However, the decision-making process in such situations typically involves multiple factors and considerations beyond the personal health of a political leader. Invocation of the Emergencies Act. The decision to invoke the Emergencies Act was a significant one, as this act grants the Canadian government extraordinary powers to deal with emergencies. This decision was met with mixed reactions, with some supporting it as necessary to maintain order and public safety, and others criticizing it as an overreach of governmental power. Hybrid government concept. The term hybrid government isn't a standard term in political science, but it seems you might be using it to describe a situation where government actions combine elements of different governance styles or respond to a mix of different challenges. The situation with the trucker protests and the government's response could be seen as an example of a government navigating complex and multifaceted challenges, including public health concerns due to the COVID-19 pandemic and civil unrest. And you still lose. This part of your statement seems to express a viewpoint on the effectiveness or consequences of the government's actions. It suggests a perspective that, despite the government's measures, the desired outcomes were not fully achieved or that there were negative repercussions. These events highlight the challenges governments face in balancing public safety, civil liberties, and public health, especially in unprecedented situations like a pandemic. The differing opinions on these matters reflect the complexity of governance and public policy, particularly in crisis situations. If you have any specific aspects of this situation you'd like to discuss further, or if there are other topics you're interested in, feel free to let me know. Canadian housing bubble. That was not addressed honestly. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. The Canadian housing bubble has been a topic of significant concern and debate in Canada. The term housing bubble typically refers to a situation where property prices are driven to high levels due to factors such as speculative buying, low interest rates, and limited housing supply, creating a market that is potentially unsustainable and at risk of a sharp correction or bursting of the bubble. Rapid increase in housing prices. Over recent years, Canada has seen a substantial increase in housing prices, particularly in major urban areas like Toronto and Vancouver. This rise has been fueled by various factors, including low mortgage rates, high demand, limited housing supply, and in some regions, foreign investment. Government and policy response. The Canadian government, both at the federal and provincial levels, has implemented various measures to address housing affordability and cool down the market. These measures include introducing taxes on foreign buyers, tightening mortgage lending rules, and investing in affordable housing. However, the effectiveness and adequacy of these measures have been subjects of debate. Criticism of government response. Critics argue that the government's response to the housing market situation has not been sufficiently aggressive or comprehensive, leading to continued price increases and a market that remains inaccessible to many, especially first-time home buyers and those with moderate incomes. There is a perception that more could be done to address the root causes of the housing crisis, such as increasing housing supply, addressing speculative buying, and re-evaluating urban planning and zoning laws. Economic and social implications. The housing situation has significant economic and social implications. It affects household debt levels, economic stability, and the overall quality of life for many Canadians. There is also a growing concern about the generational impact, as younger Canadians find it increasingly difficult to enter the housing market. The term, not addressed honestly, suggests a belief that the government and other stakeholders may not be fully acknowledging the severity of the issue or are not being transparent about the challenges and solutions. This reflects a broader concern about accountability and effectiveness in public policy, especially on issues that have a profound impact on the daily lives of citizens. Addressing the housing bubble requires a multifaceted approach, considering both market dynamics and broader social and economic policies. It remains a key issue in Canadian public discourse and policy making. If you have specific aspects of this topic you'd like to explore further, or other questions, feel free to ask. Irregular migrants. They're sleeping on the street. Why did the government do this? They're pissing off their potential voting base by lying to their face. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. The issue of irregular migrants and their challenges, including homelessness, is a complex and sensitive topic that involves various factors related to immigration policy, social services, and political considerations. Irregular migrants. The term irregular migrants typically refers to individuals who enter or stay in a country without the required legal documentation or authorization. This can happen for various reasons, including fleeing conflict or persecution, seeking better economic opportunities, or joining family members. Homelessness among irregular migrants. Migrants without legal status often face significant challenges, including limited access to housing, employment, and social services. This lack of access can lead to homelessness. The reasons for their homelessness are multifaceted, including legal barriers to employment, lack of affordable housing, and sometimes, insufficient support from government programs. Government policies and actions. Governments may struggle to balance immigration control with humanitarian considerations. Policies regarding irregular migrants vary widely between countries and can be influenced by political, economic, and social factors. In some cases, governments may lack the resources or comprehensive policies to adequately address the needs of these individuals, leading to situations where migrants end up in precarious living conditions. Political implications and public opinion. The treatment of irregular migrants is often a contentious political issue. On one hand, there is a humanitarian impulse to provide aid and support to vulnerable individuals. On the other hand, there are concerns about the legality of their status, the capacity of social systems to support them, and broader immigration policies. These issues can become polarizing, especially when they intersect with economic challenges faced by the general population. Perceived government honesty. The statement about governments lying to their face suggests a perception that the government is not being transparent or forthcoming about its policies and actions regarding irregular migrants, or that it is failing to fulfill promises or expectations. This reflects broader concerns about trust in government, policy effectiveness, and the alignment of political actions with public sentiment. The intersection of immigration, homelessness, and political dynamics is complex and often varies based on specific regional contexts. If there are particular aspects of this issue you're interested in discussing further, or if you have other questions or topics in mind, feel free to share.